guys, so I'm here today to be completely transparent with you guys again and kind of explain to you why am I an expert, or uh, why do I do what I do, and why do I say I can do what I do. Why have I placed myself in a position to be able to coach and teach other people. This didn't just come out of nowhere. So I want to tell you a little bit of my story. So basically, I came out of high school. I was always kind of active, always into sports, and that was all good, all good. I went to school in Ottawa, actually, no, in Hull, Quebec, and I took a nutrition and kinesiotherapy. So kinesiotherapy was a little bit around massage therapy, but also with some kinesiotherapy in there. So kind of therapy through movement. And I graduated from those courses, and in that course, there was a lot of nutritional stuff. A lot of nutritional coaching, a lot of nutritional teaching, and it kind of opened up my eyes to a whole other world and starting to understand about nutrition, because I never really knew details about nutrition. I knew the basics of what a younger person would know at that time, when we didn't have access to all the stuff that we have access to now. Like, I knew you were ate vegetables to lose weight. I didn't know the proper way to do proper food planning. I knew there was 4 food groups. I knew what was healthy. I knew what was unhealthy. But let me tell you, I didn't really know what even like a carb was. And there was actually funny story is that I went to the gym next door to my school and trying to get in good shape, because I just did that. And anyways, and the guy one of the trainers there had mentioned to me that, if you reduce carbs and you eat more protein and some healthy fats, that it's, really healthy for you, and it does help you lose the weight that you want to lose and start seeing some of the muscle that you have under there. And I remember, for me, carbs was literally cutting out like bread, pasta, but I still had wraps and I still had like chickpeas and stuff. And at the time I was still young, so that worked. I just cleaned up my diet, I want to say, and it actually worked phenomenally. But I was young, and I cut out the bad carbs. So it worked, and it was fine. But that was like sort of my learning, where I started learning. And in school, I learned more about the holistic approach to food, the health benefits of certain things, how to eat properly for different people. And so that's where the passion came from. After I was done school, I didn't necessarily go into the field right away, but it's certainly not something I ever stopped learning about, because I've always had a very strong interest. And then I started working out in gyms and stuff, and I started learning a lot from different people. I'm always very open-minded. I'm always willing to learn, because I feel like the more that I learn, the more that I can help other people. And it's something that I love. I love that stuff. And so that's where the passion and the learning came from. I competed a few times myself. So not only in like fitness competitions, but also like in athletic endeavors. And I, from there, learned a lot more. And that's when I met up with Troy at quite a young age. And we've actually known each other for years and years and years. And I learned a lot from him as well. And I know he was always in the learning process. And that's where, I also studied other of the greats, like Poliquin and, just these people. And that's where a lot of my expertise, or my knowledge, maybe not expertise, but knowledge, comes from. So I do have a certification in nutrition. I know when I talk about it, there's a background to that. And plus, there's all the self-learning that I've done. It certainly doesn't just come from yesterday. And same thing with like the workouts and the health benefits of training, the athletic part of training, all that stuff. I've learned through the years of spending time with people who were much more knowledgeable than me, and continually learning, continually reading. One of my passions is reading. I do a lot of reading. I find lately, because the internet is so easy access to videos and people doing like what I'm doing and talking instead of having to type it out and then have somebody read it, is awesome, because we get to share so much knowledge so much faster, and you get to get blurted out there. So I went from being a student and learning all the beginnings of kinesiotherapy and the beginnings of nutrition, and going on to doing a lot of studies myself. I was overseas and did get to learn some stuff there, and then came back here, did some competitions, was very athletic. I always did really well. My mindset is always 100% when I'm going to compete in anything. So I'm very dedicated to the process of stuff. I am very trusting of my coach. And even before there was a Troy and Celine, there was I had a major trust, and I listened really well. And that's something you have to trust, and something I learned. And I think Troy had said it the best, is there's so much out there, and there's so much that once you pick that one person who's going to help you, your mentor, your coach, you want to focus on that person and what they're saying, because yes, you're going to find a ton of knowledge, a ton, especially now that we have so much access to like media and so much access to stuff online, that you are going to get, there is 100 ways to do one thing. So you're going to get so much information. So what you want to do is really, if you're getting a whole bunch of different information, is you want to take what works for you. You want to keep an open mind to what other people are saying and what other people are teaching, because there's definitely like a valid, like, yeah, they're valid, like it's true, what they're saying is true. You just has to be applying to you. And when you pick that coach or that mentor that's going to help you, you want to try to really put your trust into that person and really build a relationship with that person, so that you can move forward with the goal that you're trying to attain. So that's kind of my background. I'm not really sure what else to add. Like, I was a mom, that's why I competed. It gave me a little bit of my time. I competed in between some of my kids so that I could always bounce back and get into shape. For me, it gave me a drive, it gave me a goal, and I really enjoy the entire process of it. I think it's really neat what you can do to your body, and it's extreme, like any other sport. Like you do things to an extreme when you want to be a winner at something, when you want to be a champion in something. It's extreme, and all sports are. When you are hitting elite levels, you're going to be extreme, and you're going to be, people say it's obsession, and yes, you're going to be obsessed about it. And that's not just athletic endeavors, that's also financial endeavors or business endeavors, or even your family. Like, if you're having kids, there should be a passion, there should be an obsession over your parenting skills, because it's something that is going to be, like, you want to be excelling at it, you want to be elite at it, you don't want to just be mediocre at it. So if there's something that you want to be elite at, yeah, there's going to be an obsession. And when it comes to sports, there's going to be an extremeness to it. And what we have to remember for everybody else is that not everybody wants to do anything to the extreme. Not everybody's trying to be on an elite level. A lot of people just want to be healthy and well, and there's a way to do that in a very holistic and good way, very wholesome and very well balanced. And I learned, and that took me, that too, I want to kind of touch base on is, because I get that question a lot, is how do you find the balance? And that just comes with practice, I think. And it comes with self-love as well, is accepting what you see and what you have and what you've worked on. There certainly is a part of it is a little bit of pride, and I like to feel good. I like to look good. I like to put on my clothes and feel like, hey, I feel fantastic. But you can do that at different body types. You don't necessarily need to be extra lean, and you don't necessarily need to be overweight. Everything is is in your own perspective. It has to come from a place of self-love. That's, I think, where you kind of find the balance is really being okay with who you are and where you're at. And if you have a goal of achieving something and changing something, then you go for it. But in the process of that, you have to still really, really love yourself and really embrace what you're doing and embrace yourself, your body, your everything. You know, you should be able to look at yourself and just really love what you see from not just the outside, but also the inside. You need to be able to know that the decisions and what you do every day is good and you're a good person. So that's me. That's kind of what I like to coach and what I like to give to people, is not just the physicality of, you know, health and wellness. It is also the self-love that comes with that. I like to help people with all of it, and some of it, you know, it'll stem into the parenting part, and I get it because I've been every stage of parenting. I've been the single parent, I've been the co-parent, and I've been through a lot of stages and stuff that some people may not know about me. But I've been through a lot in my life, and I feel like I've learned a lot, I've grown a lot, and that I can really offer a lot to other people when it comes to their own life and health and wellness, because I've went through the parts where I didn't love myself, and I went through the parts where I have looked in the mirror and been like, ugh. And I've gotten over that, and I've worked towards that, and I've learned ways to do that. Obviously, my circle of people, my tribe, my closest, you know, near and dear to me are very loving and supporting, and that helps a lot. You know, and I got to try to base yourself around people who can help you grow all the time. You shouldn't have negative energy around you. You know, I try to surround myself with the positive and the good, and you know, the people who will challenge me sometimes, and the people who can teach me, and the people who could bring as much as I could give into my life. They could bring stuff into my life as much as I could give from my life to them. So that's where I that's where I kind of come from when I say that I like to coach people. When I say that I have knowledge, I do have a major knowledge base. I'm not just making it up as I go. And I really have a true passion for teaching and for life, and to get everybody there in a place where they can really just absolutely love and be grateful every day for what they are and what they have, and for the way that they live. You need to be living your best life, and I feel now more than ever we hear that a lot, but it's not always easy to find how to live your best life. So I'm here for you. That's kind of my little truth of the day. All right? Thanks, guys. Bye.